Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Starfire Stadium. We are underway for the bowl final, plate final.
Plate final here, the men's plate final. And it's going to be the New York Athletic Club taking on the Denver Barbarians, a rematch from a little bit earlier in the competition, and the Denver Barbarians got the better off Nyack then. So now let's see if they can even the ledger up, or what was once considered one of the favorites here, the Denver Barbarians, can get back on track and take away the fifth place for the tournament.
Absolutely, Dan. Two very strong teams saw each other in pool play. A penalty given to Nyack, and Pip Hundley takes it quick, wings it out wide. These are both two very strong teams, Dan. Two teams with a lot of different aspects to them, but very much play a similar style of game. They're pretty structured. They have a lot of great athletes that can do a lot of great things, and we should see an exciting matchup here today.
Oh, definitely so. New York Athletic come out to Chapman. Look at him just scheming. The big Benji Marshall left foot step there, goes back towards the middle. There's no value there as he's chopped down. The big man Breakley goes out to Hall. Hall to Gibbs. What can he do back inside? Gareth Gibbs beats a few tackles, needs some support. Finds it in Breakley. The big man pulls it down. He needs to get some there. He's going to turn it over here. Denver do really well to get over the top of the breakdown. They turn it over. Now, Nyack flying. And look at that saddle roll. Dan Payne, 101, as he tosses him to the ground. Earns a knock on for his team.
Fantastic work by Al McFarland. Recognizes that ball is out. Attacks the man who's having trouble picking it up off the deck. It's a slick day out there. We're reaching towards 90 degrees in Seattle. So that artificial turf is not kind once that sweat starts pouring. I'll tell you one thing, Dan. You can play in the rain and you can still have a bit of tackiness to that ball. But the moment you get sweltering heat and your sweat's coming down, that thing turns into an absolute slippery pill.
That it does. And like you said, the balls, those new balls too, they're tough to handle. And once they get a little wet, it's trouble as Chapman brings it across to Troy Hall. Hall comes out to Granby. Granby's got some speed. Let's see if Kevon Williams there, one-on-one with Granby. He just swats him aside. He needs some support though. Comes in Hall. Hall's going to get it through a tackle. Another tackle for the corner. Troy Hall, try time. Nyack draw first blood. And it's the veteran, Troy Hall. He gets over. And he's a little ginger getting up there as D'Archibald put it. Plenty of pressure under him. No, hang on a second. He's gone. The referee's gone solo here. He said no try. Hall went into touch. It's no try. Denver Barbarians, hats off to D'Archibald there for the stop.
We have Kevon Williams is down. He is holding his wrist. The former football player, he got swatted off a tackle there by Granby. Very hard run, hard play by both guys. Kevon looks like he's going to be okay to keep playing, though. He is a former football player in a decathlete. Little known fact about Kevon.
The top 15 in the country, Lou Stanfield. That's right, I am here with Lou Stanfield, current USA Eagle, poster boy of USA Rugby, the man, the myth, the legend himself. I'm Dan Power, and we have a very exciting plate final already underway here. Denver versus Nyack.
A little cheeky play there by Denver, a little fake off the top of the line out. A little risky this deep in the end. Nyack putting the pressure on.
Yeah, Impson with the ball comes back to Logan Collins, the big man, the captain of this squad. He gets dragged down by Breakley about 22 out from his line. D'Archibald with the ball now. Nice kick from D'Archibald. Looks up, sees Hundley out of position at sweeper. He'll pick up plenty of meters with that one. Hundley, now 5-6 years ago, Hundley one-on-one here, you'd almost back him. But the veteran now, he uses his head more than his feet, but he slides straight through. He's got McFarlane on the inside. Oh, Hundley. Oh, he was home for your T-money right there. McFarlane, all he needed was the pass to go to hand. It gets in front of him. Play on, says the referee. Nyack still on the attack. If they can move the ball to the left, there's trouble. They get a penalty. Chapman goes quick, gives it across to Hall. Hall's got Hundley outside him. He initiated the break. Out to Gibbs. He steps back inside. That's Granby, sorry, not Gibbs. Gibbs is in the 11 jersey, Granby in the 7. Turnover, D'Archibald has the ball, but the referee, another penalty here, hands in the ruck.
I was close to say, Dan Power, you almost ate your words there. You know, saying that about Justin Hundley, he wouldn't much appreciate that. Shows you up a little bit of 40-meter break. And Breakley, breaking through tacklers, the big fellow, love to see it in a sevens game, putting his head down, making people pay for it.
Beautiful stuff. He is a big man, Breakley, too. I saw him down in the player tents a little earlier, and not an ounce of body fat on him. Absolutely chiseled from granite, that man.
Statue of David.
There it is. And Lou Stanfield would know. It looks the same. Oh, big time error. Look how could be trouble here. Chapman pleading with the referee for a try for the knock on.
Maxwell Archibald looking a little upset with his team. I think they're playing a little too loose in their end. That's what he's probably telling them right now. He's a veteran of rugby, Dan. He was born and raised in Buenos Aires, Argentinian by by birth, and you know, he's not a stranger to the game. He knows the subtle nuances, and you know, he's going to be a leader on this team, and you know, they're going to look to him when things get a little hot to cool it down. Speaking of hot, that pill does look a little slippery.
Oh, there we go, testing the PVC piping of the goalposts there. They're very well padded up, though, here for the National Sevens Championship. And again, the pressure continues to mount on the Denver Barbarians here. We saw Diarchfall a little earlier kicking to space and trying to relieve some of that pressure. However, now, just in the shadows of the goalposts here, 5 meters out, they have the ball for the put-in, but Nyack continue to put pressure on defensively.
They've had it pinned down on their end for a minute or two here, Dan. Let's see if they can turn this pressure into points, because that's when you're going to make your money here.
Here we go. Ball comes out to Troy Hall, one-on-one, tough to tackle. They do a good job containing him. Back to Granby. He needs to find some support. They come in aggressively, Denver. They're so good at the breakdown at poaching balls. Another penalty against them. The referee's had enough here. He calls timeout. You don't call timeout unless you're going to reach in the pocket for something or issue a warning. He's in the pocket, 5 minutes in the bin. Looks like Brendan Shea, the open side flanker there from their 15s program. He's going to take a little break there for 2 minutes, and that helps Nyack's cause even more as they go down to 6 now. Hunley with the ball, drifting across field, finds Gibbs one-on-one. What's he got? Steps back inside, fence another. Can he get the ball down, Gibbs? That looks like it's a try. They're not going to take this one away from Nyack. Gareth Gibbs with some fancy footwork inside Ibsen. And now Nyack draw first blood. They get 5 points on the board here in the plate final.
As I said before, Dan, all that pressure that Nyack has been pressing on them, they could not afford to come out of the same without points. This is the final for them. This is their big break. Fantastic work by the New York Athletic Club to turn all that pressure into 5 quick ones.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, you know, Nyack have done a good job over the last few years at trying to develop the Sevens program, really known as a 15 clubs. You look how many national championships they have there in the last 10 years between themselves and San Francisco, probably the dominant men's club in the country. You could probably throw Life into that as well. Recently, they've come into their own down there as well. But between those 3 teams, the majority of the national championships in the last 10 years belong to one of those 3 teams.
And if you missed it, Justin Hunley had slotted one about 7 meters off the sideline. What a kick. Puts them up 7. That is the edge that Nyack will need in this game, as it will be a close one, surely.
Here we go. Now he gets things restarted with a beautiful high kickoff. Breakley comes flying through to put some pressure on. Collins can't handle. Ball goes over the sideline. Let's see what the AR rules here. It looks like it'll be a Barbarians ball. Yep, no one touched it.
Collins a little ginger to get up there. Let's hope that he's all right, because they're going to need a big game out of him this afternoon.
Oh, definitely. And remember, they are down a player for a little bit longer. Brendan Shea gets a yellow card, so they're going to put an extra one in the line out. Going to play 3 in the line out here, 2 out. Let's see if they just pause down. I want to keep this pretty tight here. And Hundley probably dancing with danger there on the sideline, loose down, Phil.
Very unlucky for Nyack. That was fantastic play between Breakley and Gibbs to defend that line out. And they did a great job. Unlucky that Justin Hundley couldn't collect it and do something with it.
Yeah, very entertaining first 7 minutes there. Really, the territory all sat with Nyack. I don't remember Denver actually getting into Nyack's half, aside from the kick from Diarchfall, which ended up turning into a long run for Hundley and pretty much set the platform for Nyack to camp down in Denver's territory for most of the half. But what a ton of pressure. Only coming away with 7 points, though. That could be crucial in the second 7.
Absolutely, Dan. 7-0. Game's still up in the air. But one thing's for sure, Nyack came out prepared to play this game. Denver, even though they're coming from altitude, many may argue that they're much fitter than a lot of teams here because of where they train at. They're not looking as spry as their counterparts in the New York Athletic Club.
No, Coach. Second half we're going to go into, obviously, Denver. It's going to come down to territory is their big thing. They've got to get out of their own end, get some of the possession. They had plenty of ball. It was just always under their goalpost almost. For them to come back, territory, what about for Nyack to hold on and get the win here?
Well, you know, they're just got to keep playing their game. It's got to be structured. They can't fling the ball around. When they have the ball in hand, they got to attack in threes. They have to have clean clear outs so that ball is presented on a platter. And if they can just keep the ball in hand, there's no reason why they just can't play phase after phase until they get the break. They have a lot of dynamic players. They have a lot of good skill in their team. You just got to look for them to minimize their mistakes in order to capitalize on this game.
Oh, definitely. 7 minutes can go very quickly when you've got the ball in hand, especially when you're trailing 7 points to nil like the Denver Barbarians are now. We're going to get back down to the field right now, take in all the action from the second half. Justin Hundley has the ball in hand. He will get us restarted here.
It's looking like we don't see too many. I think we see Ben Pinkelman has entered the field. A fantastic substitution for Denver. Ben, up-and-comer in all areas of rugby for the United States. A young cat playing out of Denver, Colorado. He's earned himself quite a reputation thus far. He's a very hard player. Young man with a lot of work rate and a lot of potential. We hope to see a lot more out of him in the upcoming years.
Yeah, you got a chance to work with Ben this summer at camp in Denver. A good opportunity for him to get in with players like yourself who've been around there. 48 caps now for the Eagles, is it?
Yeah, 48 for me.
That's beautiful stuff. So Pinkelman getting an opportunity to learn from the best, and what we've seen from him thus far this weekend, it seems that he will live up to the hype eventually as well. Here we go. Not a great start for the Barbarians, giving up possession already. Nyack in there, and Hundley with a little pickup from the scrum. Breaks the first tackle, can't break the second. Goes back to Chapman. Chapman comes to Gibbs, the try scorer. He drifts across field, needs someone to straighten up. Finds Hall, who straightens up nicely. No value there for Troy, though, as he is dragged down. Breakley does well to secure possession. Comes out to Gibbs. Now there's a chance if he can find Granby. I'd like to see Granby cut back in field there. There was some value as the Barbarians were very aggressively pushing across field.
Maximo Duarchwell very upset with that call. He did a good job in that ruck to really mess it up. Unfortunately, referee's going to come back to an advantage that should have been played earlier.
Yeah, the penalty count probably looking 8 or 9 to 0 at the moment. Nyack getting all the running here as Chapman looking to use some footwork. Gets past D'Archville. D'Archville comes again, though. He is such a fiery little customer. I love the way he plays rugby. Here we go now. Hall throws a dummy back inside, looks for Hundley. Pass goes to ground, up to Gibbs. Denver doing well, though. Just rushing up in defense, trying to shut the Nyack attack down.
Fantastic counter right there by Denver. Let's see if that pays off for him. Referee, hand up. Not quite yet, calling something. Scrum down, 2. No, penalty, it's in New York.
Yeah, another penalty. Discipline here, absolutely killing the Barbarians.
I'm curious what that call was. That looked like a pretty clean counter ruck to me, Dan. But, you know, I'm not on the field, and I certainly don't have the whistle in my hand.
Here we go. Breakley with the ball now, the big man. Now across to Granby. Again, tough pass for Granby to hold on there. I mean, when you get in that situation, Breakley's got to look up and see that 2-on-2. He has to make an aggressive move to try to get that outside defender involved and then switch the play back or pull out. There's no value in trying to draw and pass on a 2-on-2 because the defense can just drift off. You put Granby in a terrible situation there where he doesn't want to stay out there because the sideline's right on top of him. The defense has him covered. You know, it's up to Breakley, the bigger man, to either take contact and fight them off or commit someone and turn the ball back inside.
Yeah, Dan, you know, I think the better move in that situation might have been Breakley tucking that ball away and just hitting it up and making the Denver defense pay for it. He's a big man. He's got a lot of skill. I back him every time going to the ball, taking the ball into contact and being able to produce a good ball for the scrum half to play.
There it is again. Yeah, that's a little bit of a reliever there for Denver. They get a short arm penalty off the scrum. Let's see what they can do. D'Archville will take the tap. Hundley getting back in the sweep position. There's Pinkelman. We talked about him a little bit. Comes across to Impson. He runs behind a player. Could have been obstruction there. Play on, says the referee. Impson gets free. They've been pressured on their line the whole game. Now Chapman has a chance. It's Chapman on Pinkelman. What can he do? Looks back inside. Knocked down there, but it's gone backwards. Play on for the Denver Barbarians. Let's see what New York can do in defense now as the ball comes out. There's Brennan Shea back from his time in the bin. He's well met, though, by Troy Hall. Smothers him with a beautiful ball and all tackle. Comes out to Logan Collins. Gibbs on Collins. Nice tackle from Gibbs. Drags him down. Collins does well to recycle possession. Now it moves out over the head of Impson to D'Archville. D'Archville uses his footwork and goes. That's Shea, not D'Archville. Brennan Shea's in some space. We saw him have an outstanding season earlier this year. Now Cole hit. He's only going to go one way, and that's forward. But Justin Hundley, phenomenal tackle on the bigger man. Finds his feet. Could earn himself a turnover there. Unfortunately not. Referee says play on.
Fantastic work by Hundley there. The small man takes him high. Had a good opportunity to take the ball. I think it was hard pressed by the referee not to earn that penalty.
Yeah, here we go now. Player down on the ground. Looks like it may be McFarlane for Nyack, and now they finally get a penalty that's going to start. It doesn't really even this account up. They take the ball quickly and move it out.
This is what Denver wants, Dan. They want to be able to get on the front foot and stay on it. They got a good break. They have to capitalize. They are in Nyack's end. They come away with points. This game is a live one.
Another penalty to Denver now. Not rolling away from the tackle player there. He's not releasing the tackle player. Tough pass. D'Archville pulls it in nicely. Sticks the fend out. Beats a tackler, though. Falls down. Loses the ball there. Or is he just playing it to play himself? Gets up and goes play on. Barbarians, they still have the ball. Now, here we go. He's going to reach into the pocket here, and a little bit of push and shove.
Absolutely, Dan. There was a Nyack player down the deck. It looked like Justin Hundley. He had clean rights to the ball. Denver player couldn't get him out. And one thing you sure can't do, and that is get your hand in the fist and try and knock the player away. That is a no matter what you do.
Yeah, yellow card for Hundley for his efforts there.
Oh, well, pardon me. I guess Hundley did do the unthinkable. He did not have rights to that ball.
Here we go, 1-on-1. Pinkelman goes straight through. He'll dot it down for a try. That'll tie it up here if the conversion's successful, and down to 6 players for the remainder of the game. You'd have to think that Nyack going to have to dig deep and do something special. D'Archeville should be absolute money with this conversion.
Absolutely. I mean, D'Archeville's got a fantastic foot. He's not but a meter right of the post. I think he'll slot this one, and we got ourselves a game. A minute 30 left. Nyack's going to have to continue to play what they were doing in the first half. So far, the second half, it's been all Denver. They've had the possession, they've made the meters, and all of a sudden, this 7-0 game turns into 7-7, and we got ourselves a run.
That's right. Nyack down to 6 men for the rest of the game here. They will almost be hoping they can hold on until extra time, get back to a full contingent of 7-on-7. But Denver here, they're going to want to play quick and use that advantage while they've got the opportunity to. Nice high kick comes down to Breakley. He's well met from Collins, though, wraps him up. There's 2 Adonises coming together there like a clash of the Titans.
Like a clash of the Titans, Dan. Nothing better than seeing a couple of big fellas playing 7s, running into one another.
Here we go. Granby going 1-on-1 with Al-Jabori. Puts on the foot back inside. Probably not a great option there from Granby. He wanted to pull out again. Players always backing themselves on the outside. There is some tremendous speed out there, but team game, you'd like to see him pull out and play the percentages as Denver goes on the attack through Hunter Leland. He pops the ball back to D'Archeville. Al-Jabori now, it's going to be a foot race to the corner. Can he get there? McFarlane can't cut him off. Denver Barbarians get the try. Takes them into the lead, 12 points to 7. 28 seconds left on the clock. The mountain is a little tougher to climb now for the New York Athletic Club.
Absolutely. As I said earlier, Denver Barbarians, superior fitness. You didn't see them come out on fire in the beginning of this game, but the game goes on a little further. You can see that fitness really start to kick in. There you go. Granby had a break on the outside, try to put a kick in. Unfortunately, I don't think he had quite the skills to do that, and he was met by a tackler, errant ball, and then he was taken out of the play, which then all of a sudden you got 5 guys in your team instead of 7, or 6 in this case. So, you know, kudos to Denver. They score the 5 points. D'Archeville puts up the extra point, and he nails it. The New York Athletic Club is going to have to pull something out of their hat in order to stay in this game.
Yeah, down by 7. Time has expired. We're going to have the kickoff. Obviously, New York ready and set for the kickoff. See what D'Archeville can do here. I
believe we have a substitution in Steven Sanchez, born and bred Brooklyn boy, Xavier product, under the tutelage of Mike Tolkien.
There we go, maybe a little handling error there from Halls. He goes back, passes out. Now you've got Granby again, switches back inside. Hundley back on the field. His 2 minutes have expired. He's well met though and dragged towards the touchline and over the touchline. That's a good way to finish it for the Denver Barbarians.
And that'll be all she wrote, unfortunately, for the winged foot as the Denver Barbarians come away with the win.
Yeah, big victory there for Denver. I was very impressed with them throughout the entire pool stages yesterday. I thought they were unlucky to bow out to Kansas City, but Kansas City definitely earned that victory to go through to the semifinals of the Cup. And the Denver Barbarians, it's going to be another case of what if for them. They're going to look back on this national championship run and ask that question many times until next summer when they get another shot at redemption.
Well, absolutely, Dan. Denver Barbarians, their 7s team, they're doing a much better job of grabbing players from the greater region of Colorado as opposed to sticking just with the players who play 15s. So you're going to see a better team year in and year out come through Denver. Like we said, their advantage is playing at altitude. They come into these 7s matches, and as long as they have the skill and the physicality, you know, everything else is in the hat for them. So congratulations to them. Fantastic win. The New York Athletic Club, great showing this tournament. Obviously, they have a lot of fantastic players. Unfortunately, it's a long tournament. Fitness is an issue, so they'll have to come back next year and prove they got what it takes and hopefully have a better performance.
Yeah, certainly is. They're a great club. They'll be back, as is the Denver Barbarians. Expect them to be back better than ever next year. We move our attention now back to the women's bracket as we have the Berkeley All Blues on the left of your screen. They will be taking on Nova here from the North Virginian outfit. And this joining me again is Katie Worst. Welcome back, Katie, and happy to have you here.
Great to
and
be
this
here, Dan.
promises to be a pretty good battle here between these 2 very well-established 7s programs.
Taking on is the women's third